Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
Like it's just one bombshell after another, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Psych Legal Pop. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
So we're just popping on for a quick little bonus episode here because something really wonderful happened yesterday. And we know our Sister Wives fans out there are, I'm sure, dying to hear our take on this. But they dropped the Sister Wives season 19 trailer and the release date, which is September 15th.
Very exciting. And Brooke, I only have one thing to say to you. What did I do to deserve this? What did I do to deserve this?
I don't know.
What did I do wrong?
It's not fair. It's not fair.
In the words of Cody Brown.
Yeah.
That was the first thing he said. First thing. So high level, what do you...
God, high level. I didn't think Cody could get more obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yet,
and he has.
He has taken it up about 5 notches.
Yeah, the curls are tighter. He's really got it tight against his head. And he is just doubling down on all of it.
Yeah. And he looked better in some of the scenes, but I think maybe before the show started, he got a little bit too much Botox, maybe.
Oh God! Now I have to go back and look at his face. Hold on.
Yeah, and he also, I think, has been tanning because you can see like the raccoon eyes.
Now I have to go back. I didn't notice that. I just noticed we saw that tan leather jacket a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, he was wearing that quite a bit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's really something else. I mean, he's talking about how awful these women are, yet he's begging Janelle to get back with him.
Yes.
He's like, what about us? What about you and me? And she's like, I have told him many times. No.
Wow. Yeah. So what time frame are we? I'm so lost because I'll be honest, this trailer was not at all what I would think it was going to be. Like it was. So it almost like it picks up right where we left off season 18. But now we're in 2023 now?
Well, no. We are. Okay. So when the last season, Christine was in Utah.
Yes.
She was going back and forth to film. She was actively dating. I believe she said she'd gotten a matchmaker and she was telling her kids, she was getting out there. And it sounds to me like she met David pretty quickly thereafter, or maybe at that time she'd already met him. And they were married within a year of meeting.
Yeah. So this has to be, I think this is early 2023, or do you think this is late 2022?
I don't know. I can't remember like the seasons or what was happening. I mean, it wasn't winter. at the end of the last, because when they're out there at the picnic table and Robin's crying and stuff, there's no snow on the ground or anything.
Okay.
So yeah, it could have been fall, end of 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. It's always hard to tell the timing with these people.
But it also feels like, God, we have to, I really thought that I thought they were going to cover more time. I didn't, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Well, it's also only the first trailer. You know how usually they release the first trailer and then we see all that kind of stuff in the first part of the season. And then they release another trailer, like a mid-season trailer.
That's true.
So I think this is just what we're going to see first. Yeah, because then there's that party where David and Cody meet, I guess. I don't know what that, there was a bunch of pink balloons.
So is that what I was wondering? They were holding babies. So was that McKelty giving birth to the twins?
But why do they have the pink balloons when they're boys?
Oh, they're both boys?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Who had a baby?
Some people were saying it was an engagement party for Gwen, but Gwen doesn't strike me as a pink balloon person.
Yeah. I just assumed, you're right. Because I just assumed I saw babies. And I was like, oh, this must be McKelty's babies. Because the other thing too is, right, McKelty's one of the few kids that sort of speaks to both. So I could see she would be the one to invite both and have them both there versus maybe someone else. So
yeah, that makes sense. And and it could be Gwen. I don't think Gwen was I don't think she had a rift with Cody. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, should we start from the beginning?
Sure.
Okay. So we start with Mary telling someone I'd never seen before. Do you know who this person is that she was talking to?
Like a young blonde girl.
Yeah. Not Jen, not her best friend. But so basically she says, Cody and I are done. And it was kind of painful to watch that because you're like, Mary, but I know that at that time this was all new for her, but it's just like, oh.
Well, she said officially done.
Oh, officially done. Okay.
Officially done. So maybe that's the difference, because I think she was still holding out until she actually saw Cody say on TV that he did not consider her his wife and she could go off and marry someone else and he wouldn't care. Yet in this episode, he seems to be all butthurt about it. And telling her how, he wish he never married her. I mean, he's just all over the place.
Oh, yeah. He's evil. Every single section of him, mean. So we see Mary announcing that. And then it was kind of interesting because first we see Mary saying, Cody and I are done. And then we see Christine saying, I met someone. I met David. I'm so excited. And then we see Janelle doing shots, telling, she and Mary are talking, saying, we're out too. And it's like, boom, 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 each wife,
It's like the women are out.
The women are out and they're living their best lives. They're meeting men and they're drinking. They're having a great time.
And it was even Janelle and Mary were talking. Yeah. And saying, we're done with him.
Yeah.
They're all finally just like, why are we mad at each other? He's the one who's, caused all this, not us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we pivot to Robin, like, wah, wah.
Well, no, then we pivot. Then it's the Cody's like, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do wrong? And you're like,
wrong?
Well, do you have a minute?
Where do we start?
Yeah.
Where do we start with? And we were just commenting how we were just on our Rewind, Sister Wives Rewind, we were watching stuff from season 7 and commenting even back then how kind of mean he was to her.
Yes.
So this has been going on for quite a while. He's been really mean. First of all, he's been using all of these women for their money. He screwed Mary out of a bunch of money, screwed Janelle out of a bunch of money, fucked with her kids. He refused to have an intimate marriage with Christine. And it goes on and on and on. And you're like, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But that's how deep the narcissism goes. That's how deep it is. It's truly it's crazy to me. I mean, that is, again, that's not Cody. It's the producers deciding to put this clip as Cody's first moment. But at the same time, I kind of thought, I mean, silly me, I kind of thought that like he got all of that out of his system last season. I thought like we would get a kinder, gentler Cody kind of easing into his life, being a single guy, being a one woman man, and that he would be in a better headspace. But I was like, oh no, because that's what made me think, oh, we're starting right from the beginning. Like he's still pissed.
He's angrier than before. I mean, he's on fire. But yeah, and then Robin, she's still stuck in the same place, with this. Like, this is not the way it's supposed to be. And it's like, well, you know what? Millions of people every day, their lives change. They get divorced, they break up, they do this. You fucking move on.
Yeah.
You move on. I'm sorry. Yeah. A lot of us feel that way.
Yeah. Well, both of them are taking this attitude of it's all happening to me versus
I had nothing to do with this.
Well, and also it's happening to me, and so therefore I'm a victim versus is what it's happening for you. What is this? So yes, people have the right to be disappointed or upset or sad about things, but at some point you do have to kind of like pick yourself up and say, okay, how do I see this as a life lesson, a learning lesson? How do I apply this to my life and how do I do it differently? But she and Cody are just, God, I would hate to be stuck in that house with them. They would drive me bonkers.
They don't take responsibility for anything.
Yeah,
they do. You're right. It's like everyone's against me. Everything's happening to me. I have nothing to do with this. I didn't cause any of this.
And then the other thing is you'll notice that, right, we see Janelle, and that's the next sort of scene where, Coyote Pass. And that's a great example because Janelle could be like, well, why me? Christine has a house in Utah and Mary has this and I don't have anything. Why didn't that happen to me? And Janelle, when she talks about this stuff, she's very much like, yeah, I made some mistakes. She owns the mistakes she made and she's trying to get herself out of it. And, Mary's at least willing to own some of her stuff. Like everybody else is owning their parts of all of this except for those two. And it just drives me crazy. So how great would it be if Janelle sued Cody?
Oh, I'd represent her for free.
But you'd have to get licensed in Arizona. But you could get a provisional license.
Yeah, maybe I could get some, reciprocity or someone to sponsor me or something. Yeah, because when she said, I think I have to lawyer up, I was so happy. I was so proud. So proud of
I got all tingly.
I did. Because she's right. And I believe Mary is also owed money from Coyote Pass as well. So these women need to team up, lawyer up, and get their money. But the sad reality is, I don't know how much money they can really get. I don't know how much equity is even in that because the seller carried a note. So whatever the price of the property, you can force a sale of the property. But then the seller gets paid off first, whatever is owed to the seller.
You're talking about the property? I thought they paid off the property. Or no. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah, she's saying the property needs to be paid off because it was seller-owned financing. And that's also the reason why they couldn't do the subdividing that Cody wanted to do. Remember how he wanted to I guess it's already subdivided
into these certain lots.
He wanted 5. You can't do that till you pay off the property. So they probably still owe a lot of money. And even if you got someone to buy it, I don't know how much you're going to get, but that loan gets paid off first.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't pay off that loan, they can't sell it. They can't leave that seller, with a deficit.
I was under the impression that they had paid off the property last year or at some point.
No.
So currently it's still not paid off. Okay.
Right.
I don't know where I got that idea from.
I mean, let me back up. In this, she is saying, Janelle's confirming in this trailer that the property's not paid off. Okay. I don't know how long ago that was. So if that was in 2022, 2023, we're now in 2024, maybe it has been paid off.
Yeah.
But I feel like we would have heard about it.
Yeah. Well,
if it had been.
So, right. Like I can understand. I'm with you, Janelle, 100%, because my guess would be is probably what's happening is every time Janelle sees Cody or every couple weeks. I'm sure she says to him, we need to sit down and talk about Coyote Pass, or she tries to have a conversation with him. And I bet you anything he blows her off because I don't think because he has no money. He does not have any money, and he's never going to admit to her I have no money to pay this off. And what he would probably have to do is sell the house that he has with Robin in order to have that. And I think they know that. And so they're kind of like, hey, you can't do this to us. So wouldn't that be amazing if Janelle sued him and they had to sell that house and downsize?
Ooh, but they have to house those kids for another 20 years. Oh. Remember when he said that? It's like,
whatever.
Okay,
that's a huge house.
What about your other kids? Where are they going to live? Yeah, 3 of your kids are adults. They can go live at college and come and visit you and sleep on, an air mattress or something. And then they'll be out on their own. What are they going to live with you forever?
Can you really see Aurora like making it out in the world?
Well,
she's so sheltered.
I know that's their fault for sheltering them to the point where, they can't make it on their own. They wouldn't let them grow up. Like little Peter Pans or something. And
then we see, this was really weird. We see Mary with Ariella and Solomon. Like, do you remember how I have a house in Utah? Like, I thought you didn't ever see those kids, right? We heard last season, Mary saying, they don't call me, I don't see them. And apparently the only time they see her is on Thanksgiving and when they have to film.
Yeah.
So are these kids really needing you to sit down?
No, it's like just to break it to them that she's moving. And it's like, well, fine, we only see you twice a year anyway. So like, how does this affect us? They're just looking at her like, what?
Yeah. I don't know why we needed that.
But before that scene, Cody comes back and he says, this is such teenage drama. I wonder who he was talking about.
I think it's about Christine and David and the maybe controversy of him seeing them. I don't know. That would be my guess. What other teenage drama would there be?
Well, I thought maybe he was talking about the wives, like the way that they're treating him. Because, everything is about how everyone's mistreating Cody. I don't know. I just thought that was... I can't wait to see what that's about. The teenage drama. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then we see this party scene with the pink balloons, right?
Yes. Well, we first hear Robin say, I feel like I'm the idiot who got left behind.
Yeah.
So she's not happy, or something's going on with her. There's something's not happy.
What else is new?
Yeah. So I would think that right now she's got to go get they probably are really in financial straits, would be my guess. If they no longer have all this income coming in from these other women.
Yeah, not even for the show. Because before, Cody would keep everything and dole out whatever he wanted. Now everyone gets their own paycheck.
Yes.
They can negotiate their own paycheck. It's not a family paycheck anymore.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. So this whole thing was first, right, where Mary and Cody are talking to each other. And Cody says to her, well, the problem is I married the wrong person.
Well, I wrote down everything in order as it happened.
Okay. Well, all right.
And I have here this we cut to this party.
Okay.
But
that's fine.
Whatever. I think we already talked about it. There's nothing more to say about it. We don't know whose party it is. And then later in the trailer, that's Cody says, oh, I think I'm going to meet Christine's boyfriend. And they pan back to the party.
Yes.
Okay. But then there's Mary and Cody are talking. I don't know where this is.
It looks like someone's teeny tiny attic. It was like the smallest room. Known to man. It was so bizarre. Yeah. So he probably, you know what it is? I bet you he's passing through Utah and he's like, oh, God damn it. I don't want to pay for a hotel. So I'm going to stay at Mary's and she'll get to talk to me for a little while. She'll love that.
I hope not. Hope she didn't let him stay there. But yeah, it's not divorce that sucks. It's marrying the wrong person.
That's harsh.
What does that even mean?
But here's the thing. even Cody, even if that's how you felt. Now, you said that a lot last season, so the cat's already out of the bag. But really, truly, if that's really how he felt this whole time, did he even need to say it to her? Do you know what I mean? Why? It's like he's just twisting the knife.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
okay.
Because he already kind of said it last season on the picnic bench.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't say it as directly as he's saying it now. But now he's basically saying that, you know, he married the wrong person. And a little while later, she says something like, that's bullshit. Or maybe she says it right then. She's like, that is bullshit. You know, she's like, I was there. We were, she didn't actually say this, but I mean, I'm sure she's thinking, I was there. We were in love. You know,
yeah.
If you didn't think I was the right person, then you should have told me then, divorced me then. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we see a confessional with her where she says, cause she's obviously very hurt. And she said, well, if you married the wrong person, why did you wait 32 years to tell me? If this is how you've been feeling this entire time, if this has been such an issue for you, why have you been stringing along? And also here's the other stuff underneath that is, and taking my money, you know, taking my money, calling me part of the family, like doing all of these things. And, so, I mean, I don't blame her. And I don't think that's true. I think, again, it's Cody not taking accountability. And I'm sure I said this last season. If he says that he and Mary were once in love and they're no longer in love, or it didn't work out, then he would have to be at fault in some way, shape, or form. So if he just says, well, I never loved you, then therefore I'm not a bad person or bad guy because our marriage didn't work because I never loved you.
Right.
It's like, well,
I was just doing you a favor. By staying married to you.
By marrying you and staying married to you. And listen, it's possible that maybe he's realized he never truly was completely in love with Mary because they married so young. They were so, they probably didn't even know what love, it's hard to know what love is.
Also, why can't you admit, this is what happens to millions of people. Why can't you admit that you were in love with her, you fell in love with her, you married her, and then at some point, I don't know when, how many years now, maybe season 7 or whenever that stuff, he started being mean to her.
Yeah.
Things change. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
But because they're in this crazy religion, they can't get a divorce. They have to stay together forever so that they can live for eternity together.
So do you think that then negates it? If he says I was never in love, like if he says I was never in love with Christine, I was never in love with Mary, so that way he can still go to the celestial kingdom?
I think so. If that's what he believes, I think that's why he stayed with them and he wasn't honest.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it benefited him. I think that Mary, it was easy with Mary at one point. I think the fact that if he and Mary had a more traditional marriage, I think they would have gotten divorced by now, right? But I think he was always like never with her. So it was just like, okay, great. I can still be married to her.
Yeah, every 4 nights. And it wasn't even that.
Not even that.
Not even that. So it's like, okay, well, I can tolerate that. That's worth it to collect a paycheck.
Yeah, that Lula Rose doing really well. So, you got to fund Sister Wives Closet, so...
Yeah, if that's ever coming back.
Yeah. And then we see Mary, who declares she needs to find a man.
Well, she did find a man for a hot second there. I don't know what happened to him.
But I guess now, right, what Cody says, it's a civil war. And Mary says, I'm staying neutral. I'm neither the part of the ex-wives club, nor am I with Cody and Robin. I am my own thing.
But also, who says that? A civil war? Who are you including? Are you including your kids in that? Because some of your kids have not been loyal enough to you. And so now, there's sides. Like people have to pick sides and are on sides.
Yeah.
It's like that again, who cares? Like, get over yourself.
Well, he really does. I mean, he really does check every like narcissistic, box. Boom, 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 boom. This inability to see shades of gray, this inability to be empathetic, every single time. It's like, what else should we expect?
Yeah. And then we get introduced to David as if we don't know who he is. Like, oh, that's David?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that was that's going to be a little weird watching
Mhm.
Out of Order here, since we already know everything about this love story.
Yes. Yes.
It's been well documented.
Yes. And then we have this very interesting scene out in the snow with Cody and Robin, where Robin tells him, "I'm losing respect for you."
Yeah, and they're right outside their house. Why can't they have this conversation inside? They really don't want cameras in their house.
No, they
They're
can never have
outside in the snow in the middle of winter.
with their little hats, their
Yeah.
little beanies.
Must be cold. Yeah, to film this scene.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't know. Do you think Robin's being sincere? Is she really losing respect for Cody? Is she really that upset and losing respect for him? Does she really care? Or is she just trying to look like she does? I think they're most upset, like you said, about the money. They're like,
Yeah.
our world is falling apart because
Mhm.
our financial network is disbanded.
Yeah. Unless Robin has been doing MLMs this whole time, she does not have an income, correct? Besides the
Not that I'm
show.
aware of.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
that I'm aware of.
Because I think that, when Cody controlled the money, I think that, there was
They
a lot
got more.
more. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know if she's losing respect for him by the way in which he's treating the wives, if she's losing respect for him because he's not providing for her, or if the two of them scripted this in their house and then said, "Okay, great, let's wear matching hats, and then we'll go outside in the snow, and then I'll be shoveling snow, and you come along, and we're gonna have the scene." I don't know anymore with these two. Like, I don't know. Robin now perplexes me. I don't get if this is all part of her larger thing where she just, what is it? She lives in the comment section. She sees all the comments and then she decides to say the thing that she needs to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
hard
know
to know.
either, but I'm losing respect for them. Or I've lost respect for them.
But
Yeah.
then, hands down, the best scene. I'm sorry. This one in the Cody, what did I ever do wrong? Cody's like with Janelle, again, in a teeny tiny little space that looks like an attic. "You don't think we can make it work? You don't think me and you?
What about you and me?
What about you and me? You don't think this can work?" And that's why, because in our rewind, we just saw them have their anniversary. And I'm telling you, Cody could not get to bed fast enough. I
Yeah.
swear to God, he and Janelle must have some serious chemistry together. Like, because he does
Mhm.
not want to give that up. But the other thing too is, I bet you anything, he's like, "Oh, I got to stay with Janelle because I need money, and
Yeah,
she
I
can do
can't-
my taxes."
Right. And he can't buy her out.
Yes, that
He-
too.
And he doesn't want to get sued. Because he knows that eventually Janelle, she doesn't play around.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Eventually she is going to sue him. So he's trying to stay with her. So she
Yeah.
like,
He wants
Yeah.
the money and the land and whatever
Mhm.
freaky deaky things those two are doing. and he wants to see if he can wedge that into his life in the way in which it would work for him. And then did you notice Janelle's body language? Like, her arm leaning
I
back,
know, folded arms.
folded arms. And we hear from her, "No, I have told him no. How more explicit do I have to be? No."
No means no, Cody.
Yeah.
And then this again, God, Cody had so many gems in here. After he says that he wished he'd never married Mary again, he says, "Blame yourself if I don't love you, okay?"
What? What does that even mean? That means, so basically he's saying, "I don't love you because you're such an awful person."
No, he's saying, if I don't love you, it's your fault because you did something
To me.
to me. You did something wrong, and that's why I don't love you. So you're to blame. I had nothing to do with this.
Yes. Again, here we go.
And then the three rings drop, and then there's just the one ring just hanging on by a thread, hanging on for dear life.
Yeah. I hope this isn't as dark. I hope it doesn't get as dark as it did last season. All of that stuff of Cody driving around and with his friend and the two of them talking about all that
manosphere.
manosphere stuff. And
Yeah.
oh God, that was really rough.
I
It's
think
hard
it
to
is gonna,
watch.
look, if this is any indication, it's going to be rough. I think Christine is going to be the only comic relief. You know,
Her and David.
her and David just hot for each other. And otherwise, I think it's going to be pretty serious.
Mm.
You know, it looks like it.
I thought that we were going to see Gwen's wedding. Maybe
Don't
that's the
know.
second half.
Maybe that's next. It's either the second half or maybe next season. Because I don't know. I was trying to find the official TLC press release. I couldn't find it for some reason. But anyway, I saw something online that said, this could be totally false, that said that TLC said that Garrison's death was going to be part of this season. But I don't see how. I mean,
No.
we're starting out so long ago. I feel like it's going to be season 20.
Well, I kind of feel like what they're going to do is they're going to do season 19. It's probably going to take us up to the time in which, close to the time in which Garrison passes away. And then I bet you anything they do some kind of like 2-part, 3-part, or maybe even 1-part special of Garrison, his life, talking about him, honoring him, and then interviewing everybody. And then I think there's going to be a pause, and then we're going to see them, you know, again.
Yeah, that sounds like a better idea.
That's what I would do. If I was the producer, I would separate it out. I wouldn't try to wedge it in.
Right.
I would really, really kind of try to keep that separate. And if I was Cody or any of the wives and it was my child, I too wouldn't really want to, because they
rush through it,
or even have to film all these scenes for it. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to have to, like, now I have to sit down and have a conversation about my child who's passed away. It's like, no, like, that's a lot. So I would think they would want to do it, like, you know, say everything they wanted to say at one time, and then allow them to process as we go.
Yeah.
So, anywho.
Well, should be interesting.
Very
Can't
exciting.
wait.
So,
Can't wait.
September 15th, you said?
Yeah, September 15th.
All right.
So we'll be here. We're
gonna
covering it.
We're gonna pause our rewind, start covering season 19, and then very exciting. Very exciting. All right.
They have new promo. Did you see the new promo pictures?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's weird because they have Cody and Robin together, like on the right side, and they're both wearing like dark color. Like Cody's in black, and she's wearing like dark blue. And then the other 3 women are on the other side, and they all look very angelic. They all have these light colors on and soft lighting, and you know, they're in white and beige, and it's like, I think we're clearly drawing a contrast here.
Yeah, hold on. I got to look at these. Because you've really, now I have to go back and watch this again because, oh, yes, I see. Oh, yeah. Everyone's all dolled up. But I have to go back and look at Cody now and see if it's too, I want to see the tan lines and the Botox.
Yeah, it's when he's talking to Mary up in that attic. It looks all weird. So anyway, can't wait. Hope you guys come along for the ride.
Yes,
it's a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in and laughing with us.
And we spent 30 minutes talking about a 2-minute trailer.
We did. We did.
I was like, oh, it'll be 15 minutes, you know? Oh, no, just...
No, and we could probably keep going, but I know you need to go.
Oh, yes, I have to. I've been tasked by producer Steve. I've got to go make rice pilaf. He's like, just follow the box. Just follow the box. I'm like, okay. And I got to put in Brussels sprouts and move chicken. I don't know. I don't cook.
Well, good luck.
It's a lot. Yes.
That is a lot.
For me. It's a lot for me. Yes.
Okay. Well,
all right.
Thanks for your support. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
When it comes to managing money, forget the hype and look at the results. Bill has $1 trillion of secure payments powering our bill pay tools. Instead of just moving money, Bill is powering the financial operations of nearly 500,000 customers. So stop the guesswork and start scaling with the proven choice. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started. And grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.